Not waste any time on this world, pull back and begin preparations for transaction. Which of the planet's inhabitants can we evacuate? The nobles you rescued at the starport have given the coordinates of shelters where we can find surviving aristocrats and their families. As for Sergeant Malgar's troops, they will help to control the crowds or frighten commoners and prevent the shuttles from being overloaded. Nope, we are not leaving. We are leaving nobles. Thanks to you, we have salvaged many shuttles from the starport that we can now use. Overloaders. Nope. Nicholas fusion reactor must be safe. Huh. People from the planet or yeah. Any delay caused by loading and transporting to the ship will cost us precious time. Do not deceive yourself, Oscar. If you indulge your vanity, you will doom billions of eternal torment at the hands of the archenemy. Do not forget your self-interrogator. One more objection from you and I shall forget all about the need to deliver you to Footfall alive. You detect a flicker of something beneath Heinrich's sanguine mask. Wherever it may be, it does not seep into the interrogator's dispassionate voice. In that case, I consider it necessary to point out that the mark of the archenemy could infiltrate the ship with the priests escorting the reactor. Keep that in mind for the future. Oh yes, please do it. Consider it done. It is likely our shuttles will have capacity to evacuate some people as well. Have the people extract all of the commoners who have not yet converted to the cult. Consider it done. This will bring us to the limit of our capabilities. We have no more shuttles to use in the evacuation effort. Cool. The bridge is in travail. The technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. Why don't you assume control of the technomats? Surely their contribution will speed things up. They could only be a hindrance. I am searching for a way to rectify the error. Pascal is muttering without taking his eyes off the data slate. There is a certain anxiousness to the way he moves his mechadendrites. This is now your ship and your temple, so start acting like it, you blessed cog. Magus, if you do not bring the situation under control, we will all perish. Act swiftly. Heed the word of Magus Hinaman Pascal. I kindly request that you take charge of this mass. Thank you, Lordship, you are right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instructions. The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnissiah servants starts working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magus coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The Omnissiah guides me. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sound of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extend a mechadendrite towards you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Set up the cogitator. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of read screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind, the typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnissiah's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of Cyber Gargoyle, the same as at the gate of the Warrant Chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of machine spirit propitiation. Senior technomats recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the canological protocol Omnissiah Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purpose of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its data smith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at lunch the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts and in the destruction of the whole ship. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hands. A minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirits. That sounds dubious, especially coming from you. Listen, you can't do all of this without me. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitator guardian. The cyber gargoyle, which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for the effective connections and launch the warp sextant. Pascal's voice grows quieter. The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the worthful machine spirit in woe's abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. Place your hand. The metal jaw clamped down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporal sheath, and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Okay. Reach out and touch the keys on the instrument panel. Okay, Lord Captain. Pascal stops and then continues more calmly. Please, you will anger the machine spirit before we have removed them. Okay, restrictions. What does it mean? At the sound of your voice, the cogitator's servant, whose bronze-bound skeleton is built into the cogitator housing, shudders. With a screech, its skull rotates towards you and then stops in that position. Benevolent code, a voice receptor. Pascal emits a sequence of binary signals and then is silent for several seconds. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal, but no processed response. A temporary override is permissible. The Magus intently studies the vid screen. The shell was created on a forge world unknown to me. Initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. Pascal leans over the adjacent instrument panel and sets his hand on the controls. At the same time, a quiet stream of machine code begins pouring forth from his vox. What should I do now? Lord Captain, I now ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. Why those words are so hard to read? The voice receptor will receive the vocal entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp sextant. So yeah, do it in violability, whatever. One of the cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with the true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. I have to drink. In meek solemnity, the Acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the cogitator's slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy sensors, foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of the blood that cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his hand. Watching the vid screens, suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking the pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vid screens fill with a string of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magus. What is happening? Say nothing and do not interfere. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to emit sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Pascal mournfully grates out. The mass of error in the warp sextant's calculation is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magus continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Rizan protocol or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveal his desperation. While the other vid screen are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static images changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. I'm terribly sorry, I have to calm my cat. Why are they so annoying? And always when I'm doing something. Human, a moment, if you will read the information in the vid screen. Okay. Pascal turns towards you, his flickering visor betraying his anxious state. Lord Captain he stops short when he sees the vid screen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely the residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Omnissiah shield us from machine ghosts. He returns to manipulating the cogitator's command rooms. Can you hear me? The cogitator's servant cracks quietly in its joints. A sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of command runes. Ping resp injury rescue query. Rescue, yes, machine spirit, rescue us. Useless pile of scrap. The skull turns to you, Lord Captain. The axis motion in your command will render unintelligible to... Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest's vox crackles in shock, but his report is clipped and clinical as ever, registering warp sextant activated. Data stream stabilizing. 0 data errors found. The warp engine is ready for translation. After a pause, Pascal adds, I am also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the creation. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of the deactivation. Lord Captain Ravor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engine seeming halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and running, ready to go. We are ready to begin the translation to the warp, your lordship. The Lord Captain speaking, I give you order to commence the translation to the warp. Waiting for you to access the Captain's throne. Lord Captain, may the Emperor protect us. Whew. My tongue. Oh, there is a star. But now it's a warp star. Okay. So yeah, they said that Drukhari pulled the sun into the warp.
Valancia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void shift plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty. next.
Yay! And more reading. Yay. I love this game, but the amount of reading is... oh my god. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orsaria informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to the place in the Furibundus system, to real space. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. God, Emperor, and every single Chaos God, lend me strength to not kill my cats right now. Please. Of course I'm not going to kill them. Okay, there's a quiet. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Coroner's Expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonus, Janus, and Kivagama. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously drift in the Materium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valensis dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the League is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely accept a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well. I will be leaving your void ship when we arrive on Footfall. Oscar, once this is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. I hope so. Your Lordship, young Evane Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Evane swears he will not forget his debt to you. Hope so too. Harry informed the rogue trader that during a comprehensive system inspection raid, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cheaper cipher. A scrambled of algorithm authorization. Please go to sleep, kid. Please go to sleep. Don't, please don't. Don't wake up, please. I will destroy those cats. Yes, he's asleep. Ooh. Unit Oscar von Valensis has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. Yeah, the unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detected a hint of something resembling curiosity in Pascal's mechanical voice. Yeah, I have to go to my kid. Sorry. I hope I will be back.